Going into this event, Jesper, you've been calling for more ambitious efforts to battle climate change. What are you guys doing at the moment? What's the latest initiative?
So basically in Ikea, we are one of the, I think we're one of the companies who are in the front line, and not only of combating climate change as such, but we're actually proving that it's good business to be a good business. So since Paris, we're up by 25% in growth, and we're down in absolute terms in carbon by 14%. And on the way actually to get to 50% reduction by 2030. So I think we're working the whole scope 3, as it's called, puzzle, and doing our part in investing our way away from the carbon economy.
What about some of the materials you're using? Because the furniture glue has been a bit of a sticking point.
The furniture glue?
No, the furniture glue, yes, just in terms of being able to make it more sustainable. What's the latest on that front?
So basically you can say the material equation is about 50% of our total footprint, from the forest all the way to the customers. So we're addressing all materials. We're addressing wood, plastic, and so on. And glues are actually one of the areas where there is a lot of innovation and hope. The important thing is, maybe you can look at singular topics, but the important thing is the combined effort of the company moving towards the Paris Agreement, and we are.
I want to talk about the business more broadly. Tell us a bit more about how the fiscal year started off so far for you.
Well, basically, the last years have been incredibly challenging, I think, for all of us, with pandemic, inflation, now recently deflation in parts of the value chain, which is highly interesting. We have experienced war in several of our regions. But however, with all of these challenges, we are convinced that the most important challenge for all of us to combat is climate change, why we are here today.
How would you describe consumer demand today? Where are you seeing pockets of weakness and pockets of strength? Because we had the beige book from the Fed just the other day showing that consumers are beginning to pull back on the margin, at least.
Well, you see definitely this year that there is a sentiment of worry out there, and there is signs of less consumption. Typically in those times, Ikea being then addressing low price, we get more customers and take market shares, and that's what's happening.
Where does that leave you for 2024 in terms of what you can do with growth and expansion?
You know, I'm very humble about predictions of the future. We work with scenarios today, and the bandwidth is wider than we have learned that, I think, through the pandemic. So it's really about how do you act swiftly in the short term, but how do you also, like we do, place yourself in the long-term issues, like here together with about 130 organizations calling for basically phasing out fossil fuel. We think that is the most important question at hand.
I mean, on a personal note, I'm always in awe at the complexity of IKEA's supply chains around the world. And if anybody has a good view on what's really going on, it's going to be you guys. Describe to me sort of the health of that, whether we're kind of to a relative normal at this point.
You can say it's both a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. We are diverse in many materials, in many places. But but we're quite hopeful. We still experience aftermath of a pandemic. But again, the really important thing is, how do you actually transform? It's not to be climate smart. It's not about incremental changes. It's about transformation in materials, in energy, where we are massively investing into renewables, and so forth.
What about cutting prices? At the beginning of the year, or I think it was a couple of months ago, you were making the point that that was the goal. Is that going to become a reality, though? Because I think last time I went to an IKEA store, I didn't see prices go down.
Oh, then you have to go again. I promise you, wherever you go, you will see prices coming down.
Okay.
So it's one of the positive things, which is interesting, because I think from an economic reporting, we hear a lot about inflation, which is one part of the truth today, in particular in the consumer markets for us. But we have massive deflation upstream. So that is, which is a logic response from the post-pandemic, basically, structures. So we are actually right now leaning in and making it more possible for people to afford their dreams and needs in life at home.
If you have to kind of break it down geographically in terms of where the biggest promise is, I know you've invested heavily, the company has invested heavily in China. What is your read there? Because, one data point is on, one off. I mean, the signals appear mixed at the moment in terms of momentum.
Well, you can say China was one of the later markets for us coming out of the pandemic. And right now we see, actually it's one of the fastest growing markets for IKEA at the moment. We are deep in touch with, of course, our partners in China. How do we build the momentum for growth in China as well? So we are optimistic that we will be able to pick up the speed in China as well. Right now, we're doing quite well.
And then you don't need to pass on any additional costs from the transition to more sustainable materials? Because at the end of the day, somebody's got to foot a bill. You're delivering cost savings. How are you delivering cost savings and becoming more sustainable?
Well, I think it's partly a massive myth, to be honest, that sustainability would cost to start with. If it did, only rich people would afford it, you know. So I think the transformation and our responsibility is to make this affordable. And then we could, you know, debate some areas and barriers that are more challenging. But most areas, I mean, renewable energy comes at a lower cost than fossil energy. Recycled materials comes at a lower cost than virgin raw material. Plant-based food is much cheaper than meat and so forth. So, you know, by addressing waste and becoming climate smart, it is actually one of the things we are betting that will make IKEA more affordable in the future, not the opposite.